everybody, it's Kimberly. I'm an eternal life student, which simply means human. At the end of the day, that really is the only title that we need. Today, I'm very excited that we have a guest speaker with us. Her name is Amanda Duseberg, and we are going to do something a little different with our show today. Amanda, if you could tell us a little bit about yourself and some fun things we're going to do today.
Sure. So my name is Amanda Duseberg, as she said. I am an independent beauty consultant with Mary Kay, and I have been doing that since February. So this is November, so not quite a year.
Okay.
It's been kind of a whirlwind of a year,
Yes.
but it's been fun. I kind of fell into this because of a couple reasons. One, during the pandemic, we had my husband's business that I work for, and that was our single source of income. So it got a little stressful with the whole, shutting down of life and all that. So through that process, I was like, it would be great if I had another like sort of passive-ish type of income that I could work on. And I was kind of keeping that in the back of my mind. And I also turned 40. And I was realizing just how much I was not doing to take care of myself. And I know that's what you talk about a lot.
Yes.
In this show and on LinkedIn, et cetera.
Yes.
And there was just so much I wasn't doing because I was doing so much for everyone else, And so one of those things was skincare, and I could kind of skate by previously because, like we live in Florida, so it's not really a very like formal place. So it's very casual, beachy, So
Right.
I don't really love wearing makeup a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Like I know how, and I do wear it sometimes, but like generally it's 95 degrees outside, and I'm at the park with my 5-year-old, so like makeup doesn't
Melting. Yeah.
right. And so I was starting to feel like I was having splotchiness and uneven skin and wrinkles and things that just didn't make me feel good about myself. And so like a lot of people think skincare is about vanity, and it can be. People can take it from that perspective. But for me, it was about feeling good in my skin and also feeling like I was caring for myself. And it didn't look like I was to me.
Mm-hmm.
Now, a side effect of taking care of your skin is that it looks fantastic. So that's nice. But like,
That's a good
side
one.
effect of eating vegetables is that you probably fit in your jeans better.
True.
We don't eat vegetables to fit in our jeans better always. There's a lot of other stuff going on, but it's a nice side effect. So same thing with skincare. Anyway, I went on this hunt trying to find skincare, and my previous skincare was whatever's on sale at the grocery store. I buy it.
That sounds about right.
So if you don't use the same products from the same brand and you don't use them consistently, you don't really get great results.
Okay.
Believe it or not, I mean, that's
Yeah, you don't think that,
yeah. Once you say it, you're like,
logically.
of course not. But like when you're doing it, you're like, I don't know, here's night cream, here's a day cream. That'll probably do something for me, right?
Exactly.
So I started to go to like more expensive brands that had like, you see them on commercials, or they're at like Macy's or Nordstrom, so they must be good, right?
Right.
And probably they are, right? But they weren't good for me.
Mm-hmm.
I have very sensitive skin. I have rosacea really mildly on my cheeks. And so my skin kind of freaks out easily.
Mm-hmm.
Add to that I later found out I was using products that were totally wrong for my skin type, which I didn't even know, because how would I have learned that?
Exactly. Yeah.
So I tried some different things. It was one of them was pretty good. I had to take a break every couple days because it would make me sensitive, which means it wasn't really quite right for me. But it was the best I had found. But it was going to be like $400 a month.
Oh my goodness.
And that was too much investment financially for what I was seeing. And so my lovely mother-in-law has always sent me Mary Kay satin hands for Christmas every year, so like since forever. And a lot of people know it if they've ever been to a Mary Kay party or bumped into somebody who does Mary Kay. It's a 3-step like home manicure hand thing.
Okay.
And everyone like loves. So I knew
I'll have to check it out.
Yeah. I knew about that. And I had been to a Mary Kay party in college. That was my friend's aunt's party. And we all the girls from the dorm went over,
Okay.
And I remember going, that was too much makeup for me. And that was kind of like what I summed it up as, because when you're in college, you should be taking care of your skin, because that's prime time to really get into a routine and do good things. And it falls on deaf ears because we go, yeah.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly.
So I totally forgot there was a skincare element to that whole party, to be honest. So I was talking to my mother-in-law about like lamenting about how I couldn't find products. And she's like, my Mary Kay consultant is doing this thing where she has to do a facial with someone in every state in the US for a competition they're doing. They get a special prize. She doesn't have Florida. Why don't you do that? And it was like, oh yeah, they have skincare. Like, duh.
Yeah.
So we got on a phone call and she asked me a bunch of questions about my skin. And I thought I had combination oily skin because I had a really oily T-zone. My skin was always oily by noon. I had large porous breakouts. Like that's oily
Oh,
skin, right?
yeah, right.
So that's what I told her. And so she sent me products and I did the facial with her. And the products were lovely, but my face felt tight and hot afterwards. And I thought, cross it off the list. Like, not for me. So I told her, here's what my experience was. Thank you so much. You know, you're so kind. She's like, that actually tells me something. If I sent you more samples, would you try them? And I thought, well, this is all free, right? Plus, my
Right.
mother-in-law is the one who sent me, and I don't like, I should be nice.
You would be nice, yeah.
But she sent me stuff for dry skin, and I really, my first reaction was like, she is so sweet, but so like no clue. Like I live in Florida.
Right.
I have oily skin. I don't have dry skin. Like, but I humored her, did it, and lo and behold, by noon I did not have oily skin. And all of a sudden it felt fantastic. And I was like, this is like weird voodoo something. It's true.
See?
But it turns out if you have dry skin, it can
come out oily?
Oily, yeah, because it's trying to hydrate itself and protect itself.
Okay, that
And
makes
so
sense.
it pumps out oil. Oil doesn't hydrate, but it does kind of form a layer over your skin, right?
Right.
But it also makes pores larger. They get clogged. So it looks like oily skin, but it's dry.
Okay.
So I was like, well, she knows this because of her training as a Mary Kay consultant. Like,
right.
How valuable would it be to be able to know these things? You know?
And now you could pass that knowledge on to other people.
Right.
That's wonderful.
So, you know, there's all these benefits to being a Mary Kay consultant too on top of that. And I'm not going to get into that here, but as I started looking into it, I was like, I kind of was looking for this other source of income that I could do.
Yeah.
My previous life was a teacher, and I'm not doing that anymore, but there's a part of me that loved that. Yeah. So this is teaching, you know, and so it just kind of all felt like it was falling right into place perfectly. And so I kind of jumped in. And so that's kind of been my why behind doing this, is helping people who had no idea what they were doing with their skin. Kind of figure out what type of skin they have and how to best care for it in a way that fits their life.
Okay.
You know, a lot of times we think about skincare and we're like, okay, so 16 steps and it's going to take me a half an hour in the morning and a half an hour at night, if we're lucky, right?
Right.
And you can do that kind of skincare. Like they talk about it on TikTok all the time, right?
Right.
But it doesn't have to be that. Like it has to be what fits your skin and your budget and your life and your so
all of it.
That's what I've been enjoying. So because of all that, we're going to do a facial here based on me asking you questions about your skin.
Okay, great.
And other people might be watching and thinking like that's what I would say for them too. And it's possible that it could be something that helped them too, but maybe not.
Right.
So if anybody here's watching, this looks so fun. I can do this with you too. Like I do this with people. This is the job I do, is facials with people virtually.
I'll have your information in the comment section so people can reach out to you if they're interested. Okay?
That'd be great. Because everybody's skin is different. So
yes.
Without further ado,
okay,
let's get started. So the first step always is cleansing your skin. And so if you were wearing makeup, I'm not sure if you are or you're not. I am not at the moment.
I took it off. I wasn't thinking I should.
Oh yeah. So first steps always take your makeup off. You should never sleep in makeup, all those things. But we're going to start with cleansing. So let me kind of get my.
So should I put my headband on now?
Yeah. Okay. Get yourself hair wash.
Get myself all ready?
Face wash ready. Yes.
All right. Let's do this.
All right. So the nice thing about quality products is you don't need to use a lot of them to get results. So I know there's other brands that you don't need to use a lot to. We're talking about Mary Kay today, so I'm going to talk about that perspective. But we're going to start with our Age Minimized 3D 4-in-1 cleanser. It's part of the 3D miracle set that we have. It's for kind of beginning to middle signs of aging. So late 20s, 30s, 40s, into your 50s, if you've taken pretty good care of your skin. And it comes in 2 formulas. There's normal dry, and there's also combination oily. Okay. And let me just flip real quick here to my notes. Kimberly, I sent you the normal to dry. That's what I use as well.
Okay. The Age Minimized 3D Day Cream is the one I'm using first?
It's the, no, it's the cleanser. Okay. It's the one that
I got it. Okay, I got it.
Yeah, and you need just about a pearl size amount or a pea size amount, whichever one makes the most sense to your brain. Okay. Am I putting any water or anything for this?
Yeah,
or just... yeah, it'll help you if you kind of wet your face first, just a little bit, and then kind of add a little water when you're lathering up the soap.
Okay. So I just did a little pea
Mm-hmm.
size, and just start
Yep.
putting it on.
And then, yep, and then start putting on. You'll see there's little like micro
Oh
scrubs
yeah,
in there.
yeah, I can feel it.
They are made from natural carnauba wax and other natural waxes, so they're not going to damage plumbing or the environment. They're
Oh,
also
cool.
not going to damage your skin.
Okay.
One thing is that like a lot of times you'll see exfoliation products that'll say made with natural ingredients, and they're talking about shards of like apricot pit or coconut shell.
Yeah,
And like
yeah.
those are shards. And
Okay.
so like you're scrubbing shards on your face, which
That's
means
you
microcuts,
scratching your face
yeah,
off.
and bacteria, and yeah, so like be aware of those things.
Okay.
So we washed our face
Mm-hmm.
and then we rinse. So far, very straightforward.
Yes. Okay, hold on.
People ask me if there's a temperature of water that's best for this.
Mm-hmm.
Not scalding hot, but otherwise, whatever you're comfortable with is good.
I just did room temperature.
Yeah, I kind of do with whatever comes out of the sink because I don't have time to wait around. And then you can dry your skin. I may have said that already.
That's okay. Always good to recommend. All right.
And then if we weren't doing a facial,
Mm-hmm.
you would just go straight into your day cream or night cream and move on, and it would be very quickly.
Okay.
Since we are doing a facial, though, we have another step. And this is actually a two-step step.
Okay.
And it's a mask. So I sent you two different mask samples. And what we're going to do is something called a multi-mask.
Okay.
So this is good for when you have multiple types of skin on your face or multiple issues you're trying to solve at the same time. You can do it with many different types of masks, but today we're going to use the charcoal and the moisture renewing gel mask.
Okay.
So charcoal is really good for oily skin or places where you're prone to oiliness, breakouts, large pores, stuff like that in that genre. Normally for people that would be their T-zone.
Mm.
And then moisture renewing is for moisture renewing. It's pretty straightforward. The nice thing about the moisture renewing mask is it's kind of a jack of all trades. You can use it as a multi-mask tool like we're going to do. You can use it on your whole entire face as just a mask by itself. Or you can put it on under your night cream and then go to sleep. And you wake up with like massively awesome
Just glowing.
Exactly, like looking amazing.
You'll be shining.
I had a friend who had really bad sunburn on her face over the summer. And so she thought like, well, I mean, it's dried out, so let me try this. And she actually woke up and she said it almost didn't look like she had sunburn anymore because it like added back that much moisture. So
that will help me.
Yeah, for me
I sunburn a lot.
Yeah. So it really is a nice thing to kind of keep around and have on hand.
Okay.
So what we're going to do is we're going to start with a charcoal mask.
Okay. Which one's the charcoal?
That is the one that has the green stripe on it. This is the big size. It looks similar to
that one?
Yeah.
Oh, wait, yeah, it's the green.
Yeah, I saw it.
Okay.
Yep. And so you're going to take a little bit at a time, and you're going to put this one wherever it is that you experience breakouts and oiliness.
Okay.
So for me, so you're going to, let me kind of show you how thick I want you to put it on just real quick. See how that's like, it's not like gooped on, but you kind of can't see your skin through it.
Okay. Can I start around my mouth? Because mine's like the mask zone.
Wherever it is that you have it, go for it. Yours probably will look different than mine when we're done.
It smells good.
Yeah, it kind of has like a little bit of a mentholated smell without being like crazy Vicks overpowering, you know?
Yeah. It's kind of funny putting it on because it's backwards in the video. I think I'm going right, but it's going left.
Yeah, that messes me up a lot too. I have experienced it. And then you're like, I have a beard. Look at me.
Yeah, I did, right? I did.
Yeah. You have to be prepared for the glamour.
Oh yeah. This is definitely glamouresque.
Yeah. And so this has activated charcoal in it and other ingredients that are basically formulated to go into your pores and suck out all of the stuff that is causing them to be large and have breakouts.
Okay.
So that's what this one is. And then when you're done, which I think you're done, right?
Yeah, it's dry. Yeah, this is good.
Yeah. The next one is that moisture renewing one.
Okay. Which,
you're gonna take,
the big one?
that would be
the bigger one of the samples?
Yeah, I believe so. Does it say moisture renewing gel mask on it?
Hold on, where am I? Yes, it does.
Awesome. That's the one. And then you're gonna, like a puzzle, you're gonna fill in the spaces where you did not put the charcoal mask with that.
Oh, really? The in-betweens?
Yeah, so like see how I'm like going like through here on the part where the
Yeah.
charcoal is not. So you might end up with a little bit of extra of that one, which great, and you can play with it on another day.
Okay. Oh,
Don't put it on your eyelids. That's the only.
yeah, no. Oh, I got a little bit.
I mean, it's not gonna kill you or anything like that, but
Yeah, no, just not recommended. Okay, I think I got it.
and then this stays on for 20 minutes as the conglomeration that it looks like.
Beautiful.
And somewhere here I have my I will set my timer because that's one of my notorious things is to say this stays on for 20 minutes and then to start talking.
And then you forget, yeah.
And I'm like, what time was it when you said it? So let me get that started for us. All right, so the timer's ticking on that.
All right, perfect.
And we can chat about some other things.
Sure, yeah. I was talking a little bit about some things before we went online that I was going to bring up, see if you have any good suggestions for people. I work in a hospital and we have to wear masks all day. I know a lot of people right now are also wearing masks outside. For me, what happens is sometimes it gets sweaty, the perspiration around it, because it's so, suctioned on, that there'll be breakouts. That's why I did most of mine around here. Sometimes you even get it on the edge of your nose because the metal clasp and things like that.
Right.
So would you recommend that this is the type of thing that they should do? Is there other products that you have that would be helpful?
So it depends is the answer to everything, right?
Yeah.
But generally, yes. What you want to do when you have something like a mask covering your face most of the time, is make sure that that area is very cleansed.
Yes.
And so you might need to up your cleansing from however many times you're doing it to more. Sometimes people just cleanse their face once a day and then they've got the mask. That's not going to be enough if you've got your mask all day. So I work with a couple nurses who have the same kind of experience going on. And for them, it's been helpful to cleanse their face when they wake up in the morning and moisturize. Because a lot of times we're like, well, I don't want to moisturize because if I moisturize, then I'm going to end up with breakouts.
Right.
And sometimes if you put on too heavy of a moisturizer, you will, because it's going to just add to the mess.
Right. Yeah.
You have to put on a moisturizer that's the correct one for your skin type, which is where it gets tricky and hard to just answer it kind of like as a blanket statement.
Right.
But you have to make sure you moisturize. Otherwise, your skin is going to try to moisturize itself like we talked about before, and it's going to pump up extra oil. Plus, the mask is on, causing it to not be able to breathe. So you've got this like hotbed going on.
Exactly.
So cleanse and moisturize with the right moisturizer for your skin. Then you've got your mask on. When you get home, you want to make sure you cleanse right away again.
Right.
And sometimes, depending on the type of skin you have, like if you are prone to having more oily skin, you might want to also use like a toner or something like that. Like we have a couple. There's one for blemishes, actually.
Oh, nice. Okay.
I use this in the summer when it's really hot because
you get all sweaty, right?
It's Florida. Yeah, exactly. So I use that as part of my routine in the summer just to kind of extra treat that area, make sure that I get everything that's down in the pores. So that might be a good solution if your skin tends to be on the oilier side.
Right.
Otherwise, as long as you're cleansing and then hydrating, you should kind of be okay. And then you're going to want to spot treat. So charcoal mask to pull out all the stuff that got stuck in your pores. You can do, what I was going to say, we have some like acne spot gels.
Oh, nice.
That help like
dot on wherever it is.
Right. So you're going to want to like pre-treat your skin so that it's less likely to develop blemishes, but then treat them quickly when they do arise so that you're not kind of fighting the blemishes while they're making blemishes.
Yeah, no, I get it.
And all that. Like people who wear masks are like,
yes, exactly. That's the one thing everybody was saying when you have the mask. Okay, how do you get this thing off your face? Because when it's so close to your face, that's when you feel it rubs across your skin. It causes the blemishes and all those things like that.
Yeah. So, and if you are doing like an 8-hour shift and you have a break in the middle where you can take it off and even cleanse your face midday, or if you're going to be able to switch your mask, because I know a lot of times
that's what we're doing.
You're going to need to do that. Whenever you switch it, if you can just real quick just wash that area.
Yeah.
You're going to be kind of keeping on track with it too. And I know it feels like hoopla, but you can
it helps.
get in a system where you're doing it and it's helping you.
It's true. And what we try to go to the bathroom if we can, wash our face in between, switch
Yeah.
the mask, keep it clean, that type
Mhm.
of thing. So
Right.
yeah,
Right.
it's true. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
So those are some tips. Right.
Wonderful. So, okay, so when you originally had talked to me, you had said that you need a survey, just like we were talking before.
Mhm.
Not everybody's skin types are the same.
Right.
Can you tell us a little bit about the different types of skin types? Because not everybody realizes what are even out there,
Yes, for
right?
sure. So there's dry skin and oily skin. Most people know about those.
Yes.
Dry skin means that when you wash your face, if you don't do anything else, in the next 5, 10 minutes, it starts to feel dry, hot, tight, like crackly, all those things, words
Yes.
are ways people describe that feeling. So that tends to be that's dry skin.
Okay.
Some people don't actually even cleanse their skin because it feels dry when they're done.
Mm-hmm.
And so they kind of end up in this like weird oil cycle of not really cleansing their skin because they're afraid of that dry feeling. So in those cases, you could be using the wrong cleanser.
Yes.
um, I was just going to say, or if you add a moisturizer to that, you actually won't get yourself stuck in that cycle.
Okay.
It'll moisturize you properly and it'll stop pumping up the oil. So that's dry. Oily is sort of similar sometimes the way it looks, but the opposite. So you wash your face, and a lot of times you'll wash your face, and then it's like, I feel like it's already oily. Like, what
Yeah.
is the deal here?
Mm-hmm.
And so in that case, you want to make sure you're using a cleanser that's going to help you to fight the oil,
Right.
and then moisturizers that aren't adding more mess to the problem.
Okay.
So normal skin is like, I don't really identify with either one of those. Like my skin just feels fine. Like if I wash it, it
Right.
feels great. If I don't wash it, it's still fine. Sometimes it's oily. I might have a breakout. I
Mm-hmm.
might have a dry patch if it's winter and I've been in the heat a lot, but otherwise it's just kind of good.
No,
Which
that's
means,
good.
yay for you. You have normal skin, but you still need to take care of it.
Exactly.
So there's that. And then there's combination skin, which is like, I don't know, I have flakiness here, but I have oiliness and large pores here. And
Mhm.
like I deal with both of them.
Right.
That's a thing too. And so then there's products that you can use that can help with both of those.
Now, does age matter? Like if you're older,
Mhm.
there's the elder age, there's the in-between age, there's the teenage,
Right.
all the different things you want to call them.
Mhm.
What are the differences with that?
So skin tends to dry out as it gets older, just
Yes.
everybody's. So a lot of times you'll see more teenagers that have oily prone skin. Not always, sometimes they have normal or dry skin as well. But as they age, it tends to get drier. So
Yes.
you might be like, well, I had oily skin when I was a teenager and I'm still using Clean and Clear because
Hmm.
that's what I use, but now I'm 55. And for
Right.
some reason I have all these dry spots. And yes, because you're using a cleanser for oily skin and it's drying out your skin. So you
Hmm.
need something that's good for your skin now, whether it's now normal or now considered dry or whatever the case may be. So yes, unfortunately, our skin also changes over time.
Right.
And then you can add hormones into the mix and
Yes.
they can change within a month.
Yes, that's true too.
And then there's also your diet and your sleep and your stress level.
Right.
So
A lot of factors in
there's a
there.
lot of things that all go into it. I can tell you the best thing you could do for your skin starting right now without costing a dime is to drink more water.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah,
Yes. You
like
can tell the
hydrating, no
difference.
matter what type of skin you have, hydrating is like, then they all say like half your body weight in ounces of water, which most people like pass out because
Of course.
there's no way I can do that. You might not be able to do that, but if you just increase whatever you're doing now, you'll see a difference in your skin.
Definitely. I think the same thing for your hair, they say too, not just your
Well, your
skin.
whole body, you're
Just
that's
everything water.
it's like
Yeah.
that's like sleep and water are the two things I think we forget about the most, but they are the biggest
Priority.
things that move the needle. Like if you just drank the 64 ounces you're supposed to drink in a day, you'd be like, oh my gosh, I feel awesome.
I
And you think like, oh, water, I'm not gonna drink water. Water's
know.
it really makes that like it really moves so the needle on so many health related things, including sleep.
Yes. No, I
Clean up
myself, I can
every-
tell the difference when I've been bad and I haven't drank enough water. I can tell, and as soon as I start to drink it, I'm like, I know I should have done it all
Yeah.
along.
Why didn't I think of this? It's like
Exactly,
it's
and it's
easy but hard
easy.
because to sit there and make sure you get it all in, like you have to make a plan, you
Yes.
know?
Yeah. No, it's
So,
true.
but that and sleep, I feel like are the biggest needle changers for everything, but then skincare too.
Definitely.
Yeah.
So, do you also sell other things besides skincare?
I do not. This is the only thing at the time that well, I sort of. So my husband, I work for his business and I'm starting to bridge into sales there.
Oh, okay.
He's a professional magician for corporate events. So it's
Oh, nice.
very different than selling skincare.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, yeah. So I help him with that.
Oh, I like that.
It's his own business, and he's the performer, and he's the marketer, and the salesman, and the office worker, and the.
Well, I may invite him onto my show.
Oh, he probably would love to be on.
That'd be great.
Mhm.
So for people who are interested in finding out more about these products and things like that, we are going to include your information, your contact information, a link and things like that, so that they can reach out to you. Would that be okay?
Yeah, that's great. Yeah, I'm on Facebook and LinkedIn are my social media outlets, so you can
Okay.
find me there. And then, like you said, you're going to put my link for my website as well.
Perfect. Now you only service USA, correct?
Correct. Yeah, USA
Okay.
only. There are Mary Kay consultants in many other countries as well.
Mhm.
You just have to have like a certain level of experience under your belt before you could sell internationally.
Okay.
So if you are watching this and you're from another country that's not US, you can go to the Mary Kay website and type in your location, and it will give you a list of consultants that are in your area, and you
Mhm.
can look through their bios and look for somebody who seems like the most whatever to you that you'd like
Okay.
to talk to.
Yeah, no, that's
And
great.
reach out to them that way, and then that way you can also do this. I mean, I'm sure almost every consultant does some version of what we're doing here.
Right. Now, have you ever done this in large groups?
So yes, I have. I have done a group of 16 virtually. Yeah,
Wow.
that was pretty fun. And not as many, but I did 6 teenage girls doing a sleepover one time.
Oh, nice.
Very
That's
fun as well.
fun.
They were all together. So I was virtual, but they were all in the same
Right.
room. So that was fun.
Uh,
But most of it has been a lot of one-on-one stuff like this because people, they're kind of shy and they don't really
yeah.
want to be like, oh, look at this thing on my
Well,
face.
you gotta, you're looking a little certain way.
Right,
You like to
exactly.
represent in a nice way, and
Right.
you gotta be secure.
I've done a lot of facials one-on-one, and then when it's larger groups, it's usually more like a skincare class or
Okay.
informative things. I do a lot of open houses at my house for my local people
Oh,
where we'll
nice.
talk about different things and have samples out, and they can take them home with them or try them. Some people are like, I'm trying this right now. And then okay, go for it.
No, that's nice.
But there's a lot of different ways that we can kind of work together.
Very good. So you said you started this back in when, September?
February.
Oh, February? I was way off.
That's right.
Okay. Did you get some sort of training?
Yes. So there, when you become a consultant, they have 4 like modules of training that were probably, I didn't really time it, but
What?
about 3 or 4 hours each of
Hmm.
information about helping people identify their skin type, helping people kind of navigate through what products to try, all of our products and what they do, what their benefits are, um, makeup as well,
Hmm.
how to design makeup for people, how to match their foundation, how to find colors that are going to help them with to look their best.
Right.
Um, and then we do some clinical solutions as well. Like they're not they're
Logical?
dermatological quality. There you go.
I got it.
Products, and the dermatologist has partnered with Mary Kay to make them. But they're like blurring the line between dermatology and cosmetics.
Okay.
I said cosmetology. Different
That's
thing.
okay. So,
The training in that and like who to recommend what products to and how to kind of go through that. So I learned like that alone was worth me signing up for Mary Kay.
oh yeah.
Now I know, like I could tell you and that's great, but like now I know and I feel like, oh, thank you. I know what to do for my skin. When I start to see it doing one thing or another, I know what ingredient will help and I know
Right.
where to find it. And yeah.
No, that's wonderful.
Yeah.
So, okay, we had talked a little bit before. Like I have vitiligo as well.
Yes.
It just means that my skin tones don't match and it's slowly losing pigment. It's just part of autoimmune fun.
Mhm.
And you had some ingredients that also work for different type of things like that. Do
Correct.
you want to tell a little bit about that?
Sure. So vitiligo, for example, some studies have shown that vitamin C can help with that to
Mm-hmm.
help sort of blend it out a little bit. Sometimes yes, sometimes no. It's more of
Right.
a dermatological issue than a cosmetic one. So
Right.
there are times when people do come to me with things that are more of a dermatological issue, and I can at least tell them
Right.
that.
Yeah. Yeah.
But then there are some products that that can help support whatever it is that their dermatologist would recommend. Sometimes they just need to go dermatologist and it needs to be
Right.
that, you know.
Right. Yeah.
I have hyperpigmentation from when my son was born. That was just one of the blessings that I received.
Right.
It's called melasma, and it's like darkening of the skin, and I get it right above my lips, so it looks like I need to wax my mustache that I
Oh.
don't have, which is awesome. And now I have a patch of it like in the middle of my head, which you can't tell in the winter because I'm not in the
Right.
sun a lot, but once I'm in the sun, it really like comes
It
out.
pops out. Yeah.
So for the most part, I'm able to control it also with vitamin C and E because it really fades it when I'm not in the sun a lot. But being in Florida, like our sun is crazy.
Yeah, as
So
always.
like once it's summer, I need to go with the dermatologist's products because they're
Right.
stronger in their prescription and they take care of it better than what I have available to me from Mary Kay.
Okay.
But the fact that I know what I can use when, and that I have something that can help when it's not, you know, in the heat of the summer,
Right.
helps me to not need to use the harsher stuff all the time because that
Mhm.
has effects too. Like it dries out my skin. My
Of
skin's already
course.
dry, so then I have peeling. So if I don't have to do that, that's great. But
Yeah,
when I do have to
definitely.
do it, well, then I'm not going to have a mustache. So it's not okay with me. Some
Aw.
people can handle it. I cannot.
Yeah. Aw.
Yeah, good times.
Um, hold on one second.
Mhm.
Okay. Okay, well, we can continue talking. Sorry. I have an upgrade thing message coming up, so I just want to make sure we don't get kicked off. So how
Okay.
are we looking on time?
We
With
have
our
about 5 more
timer?
minutes of this, and then after that, it's going to be maybe about another 5 more minutes finishing up, and then
Okay.
that's our
All right.
that's
I've
our
just
day.
given you a heads up. It's giving me a little warning just in case if we get kicked off, I'll come back to you.
Sounds good. I will wait patiently.
All right, cool. We'll just keep on doing our thing.
Sounds good.
Okay, so okay, all right, here's a question for you.
Sure.
Do you consider your lips part of your skin?
Yes.
Okay.
And so they also tend to do the same thing as the rest of your skin does, right?
Mm-hmm.
And as we get older, they